My thoughts on tonight's meeting, they're getting more intense, just like every other meeting is. We got into the strengths and weaknesses like usual. We got more in depth into our strengths and weaknesses, and we focused even more on what we need to improve on an individual basis. So the meetings are getting more intense. More information is getting shared. I thought it went pretty good. Joe is very committed to me. It's very surprising. I wasn't expecting the level of commitment that Joe is putting into me. He spent the time with my health happenings. He seems very committed to helping me and improve my life. And whatever I want to do, he seems to support it and always put the time in. I was very surprised. I don't think anybody else would do that, especially for a broker of record to get so hands-on and be involved in making sure I have a better life and helping me achieve my goals. It's overwhelming, but I'm very happy that he does that. So when I first came to do the health happenings, we set up the garage. He showed me some of his workouts that he had learned himself. And then after we had worked out, we went inside, we talked about and went over. I've been logging my food into my phone through the Fitbit app, and he showed me his Fitbit app, and he showed me how he logs his food, and we went over some foods that I need to be eating, what he's eating, some of the garbage that I had been eating, and we just went over some things that I need to change. He sat down with me, spent the time going over the food. And after that, we went for a nice long walk, and he actually got me to jog. But it was nice that he spent the time to not just work out with me, but to go over food and just what I need to be doing. So I've seen lots of doctors and things, and people in my life have always suggested that I need to eat better. And nobody's ever really sat down with me and took the time to go over and go through what I've been eating and just take the time to sit down and actually explain things to me. He's not a dietitian by any means, but he's gone through this in the past, and he does have some knowledge that I didn't expect him to have. So it was great that he took the time, because I haven't really had that many people, or I don't really think I've had anybody sit down and take the time to do that with me. So Kevin Murphy had actually suggested, he just blurted out, quit smoking today. He says, instead of going outside, why don't you just quit today? Just send it, he said. And that got me thinking. I kind of considered it, but I think I need a little bit more time. But each meeting that goes by, Joe and the other people are definitely on me about the smoking, and I'm on myself about the smoking, and I need to do it soon. So originally I said I wanted to quit by within a year, quit smoking within a year, and then tonight I dropped it to I want to quit before I'm licensed. So that's a 75% drop. I don't know how or why I did that, but I do know I want to quit soon, and I think if I can drop that 75%, maybe if I drop it another 75%. Which would be about 3 months. If I drop another 75%, that's like less than a month. Over delivering and under promising isn't really something I focused on necessarily. It's a principle I get behind, and it's something I've thought about in the past, but I never really thought of focusing on it and applying it to my life so much until now. It's something that I've kind of learned since starting here. It's a big important part of the business, is to make sure that you are not over promising. You're expected to deliver on your promises, and you don't want to disappoint if you over promise and under deliver. So it's always better to come out above and ahead and just under promise a little bit, and then people aren't as discouraged should you not be able to follow through. I don't like making promises that I can't keep. So making a promise that I would never keep isn't something I'd want to do. Is my current circle of friends business minded? My current circle of friends isn't necessarily business minded. I am friends with a lot of people that do run and own their own businesses, but my closest circle isn't necessarily business oriented, other than really my mom. Other than that, most of my friends aren't really business savvy. They don't run their own businesses. So surrounding myself with business minded people is going to be important for me running my own business, because It's not going to be the same as punching in and punching out. People that work 9 to 5, you enjoy the weekends. You party on the weekends, you go camping, whatever on the weekends. When you're running your own business, you have to be constantly doing it. You don't get to have a weekend. So I think that's going to help change me for the better by surrounding myself with business-minded people, because I've only ever been surrounded by people who punch the clock, basically. So when I first came to the garage to get Joe to help me out with the health happenings, I was all chipper. I did a story before. It's night and day from when I did the story at the beginning, the story at the end. It's night and day. I started out all chipper, happy, and gung-ho, and at the end of it I was very sweaty. My face was red. You could tell that I had the crap beaten out of me. It was night and day, and now my muscles are killing me. But it was a good workout, and the difference between how normal I felt at the beginning to how exhausted I was at the end it was insane. It's been a long time since I've had a workout that intense, probably since I was in high school, so at least 15 years.